Tapu Koko. Well, that makes sense. Linebeck. And yeah, I guess I'll go for Linebeck. Luigi. Okay, then. That's such a funny name for that condition. No one knows how to swim. However, again, I'm wondering if Squirtle, like, I just want to test this. If I die, then that's totally fine. This is in the name of science. Where are you, Pokemon Trainer? Yeah, I do still kind of wish you could arrange the characters by series and not by order of appearing in Smash. Okay, which Pokemon Trainer haven't I used yet? Don't think I've used you yet, and I think you are based on one of the Alolan trainers. Oh, and you can pick which Pokemon you start the fight with. That's cool, but I wanted Squirtle anyway. I wish I knew that earlier on. That's certainly more convenient than how you pick between transformations and Brawl. Also, it's this music. Yeah, I want to avoid using the Swimmer, because I want to see if Squirtle is immune to the no one knows how to swim, even without Swimmer. But anyway, it's Captain Linebeck, a character who a lot of people really love. Okay, so I'm just going to try this. Now, was that not knowing how to swim that killed me, or the movement of the stage that killed me? I'm going to try that again.
Ready?
For swimming science! Wait for it. Okay. It seems like the water does kill you even if you're Squirtle. Good to know. Science has been conducted! I feel like Swimmer would negate that, though. Considering that it was giving to me the Swimmer thing on auto-pick. That was very strange syntax there, but I suppose you... hopefully you know what... hopefully you know what I mean. Well, I can't talk today. Yeah, apologies if I am a bit weird in this part. I really wanted to record this game today, but... last night I got woken up really early in the morning by what I thought was my cat. What? Well, I'm going to have to slow-mo replay that, because I have no idea what got me there. But yeah, by what sounded like my cat in pain, thankfully it wasn't, but it woke me up at 5 AM and I had to rush out of the house and see if I could call my cat to come in.
Ready?
She's surprisingly obedient. She does sometimes come when she's called. Sometimes. My sister keeps saying that our cat needs to be disciplined more, and I keep telling her it's impossible to discipline cats. Or, like, if it is, it's just not worth it. Like, I've heard that this is just going on a really weird tangent, but anyway, I guess you kind of know already what's happening with this battle. But, yeah, I've heard that, like, wild dogs can be trained for movies. Good luck training a cat for a movie. They just do whatever they want. This is a great song, though. Oh, if I hit with that, I could say Windmaker reference, even though, this is really Windmaker. Considering this is probably going to KO you, yep. Didn't get a chance. I love that little fist pump Squirtle does. Never noticed that before. But yeah, I was gonna say sploosh if I hit with that. Actually, Linebeck does kind of look like Salvatore, the guy who runs the Sploosh game. So I'm guessing... oh, it's an exploration! I guess that makes sense for Linebeck, though it probably makes more sense for him to be exploring the sea than the jungle. And we've got I know what that is, the name is slipping out of my mind for a second. The Triforce Heroes theme, yeah, which is actually a pretty cool song. Anyway, I'll probably switch off a Pokemon Trainer for now, because I actually used them a lot in the last part. Alfonzo and Engineer Link. Dash attacks have increased power. You know, the Blue Link. That's kind of funny that Alfonzo is Captain Falcon. Increased attack power can damage by dashing into you. Oh, well, that makes sense. You're kind of representing the train itself there. I've already talked about earlier on how much I love Spirit Tracks, so I guess I don't really have much to add here. Although I can... Have I actually used Diddy Kong at all? I don't think I have. Let's go ahead and try Diddy Kong. I wish there was an indicator that showed you how many times you'd used each character. Because that way... I haven't used Fast Final Smash Bender for a long time. I have since heard in the comments that it's not that great. And of course we have this song. This is a song that I love too. I love the final boss theme of that. Wow, you guys are fast. I love the final boss theme of that game too. Now yeah, Diddy Kong is supposedly gets destroyed by trains. No. Supposedly a very good character in the right hands, but it involves setting up a lot of banana combos and throws and things like that, and yeah, I'm probably not that great with that. But anyway, yeah, Linebeck is that tangent that I was going on earlier about Linebeck. Linebeck is... Diddy Kong's even the best for this. He's a character who's really popular in a lot of circles, but, I don't like having my opinion of a character tainted by something like this, because it's technically not even part of the game, but I have a hard time, I don't know, it's really hard for me to appreciate Linebeck since I found out that, well, I probably shouldn't even say it, because it's a little disturbing for this kind of an age rating game. Let's just say that people ship them in a certain pairing that is a bit... yeah. And apparently that ship's pretty popular in certain circles too. It just... I know it feels really unfair for me to judge Linebeck based on that, but it just... I don't know, it just makes me not like Linebeck much. I'm sorry, and I feel so bad that it's a certain part of the fan base that's ruined him for me. Rather than... Is that front carriage gonna break? Well, I was kind of just fumbling around, randomly attacking there. In other words, pretty much how I'm playing this mode in general, but yeah, not great with Diddy Kong. Yeah, it always feels bad when you end up disliking a character not so much for the character themselves, but the way that the fan base treats them. And that is actually very much how I feel about Chrom in Fire Emblem Awakening. Ah, finally we have a train driver. You know what? Back then I said, hey, maybe we'll get Engineer Link. And yeah, I suppose it was a good thing I went down here before I went to the Wild West area. Tapu Koko or Rick. I guess I'll clear out the 3 stars now. Monkey versus... Actually, no wait, Shantae has a monkey transformation, so it makes sense to fight her with Diddy Kong. Starts with the Killing Edge. Well, apparently you're giving me level 99 Mr. Sandman, so I won't question it. What song is this? Oh, Mob Smash. Yeah, I was like, it's definitely not a Shantae song, even though Shantae has really good music. And of course, your Zero Suit Samus in your fan service ending. That's a... I noticed just a second before running into that was a poison mushroom, but it was already too late. That's not, though. Wait a minute, if there are, like, giant and small items here, maybe these items are all a reference to the Shantae games. But yeah, I should probably play another one of the Shantae games someday, because they were pretty good. Oh right, I have to charge the recovery. Forgot about that. Oh, I was kind of hoping that went on for a little longer. 3-star, and can't be enhanced though. At this point when I have 4 stars, sadly 3-star spirits don't really cut it at this point in the game. I'm sure some of these 3-star fights would be pretty tough if you came in early. Pikachu Libre, that's... Actually, no, wait, no, Pikachu Libre debuted in Generation 6. Is that floor immunity? The boss, I guess. Monkey versus Ancient Island God. Fight! I've always liked the Tapus in, Sun and Moon, even though they are a little bit... Oh, right, there is a Tapu Koko assist Pokemon. They are very... Well, that's a high-pitched scream that Tapu Koko is making. I presume that's coming from Tapu Koko. But yeah, they are a bit overused in VGC, but I like their terrain effects. Like, terrain debuted in Gen 6, but nobody ever used it, and now terrain's actually pretty cool. Also, I love this theme. This is actually my favorite quote-unquote gym leader theme next to the Gen 1 theme. Like, I am definitely not a Gen... That sounds like I'm trying to die, but I'm really not a Gen 1er. Like, I'm kind of as far away from a Gen 1er as you can get. I started with Gen 1, but I feel those games have not aged well these days. And I still feel that Gold and Silver were the true beginning of the series. But... anyway, what I was saying was... none of the Gym Leader battle themes have really done it for me ever since the Gen 1 Gym Leader theme. Until the Island Kahuna battle theme. That one was the only one that I liked. Well, no, I liked some of the other Gym Leader themes, but again, just none of them really approached the Kanto one, and then the Island Kahuna one happened. Sun and Moon has some great music overall, though I'm not a big fan of this game's Champion remix from Sun and Moon. I don't think it's dramatic enough. It kind of just makes it really subdued overall. Why can't I cross that? I suppose I'm going to have to go do something else on the island first. You know, I'm going to feel like an idiot if it turns out that I actually have used Diddy Kong before. Rick was from Kirby's Dream Land 3, I think, which... the art style of that game, I probably already talked about this, but the art style of that game is so good for a Super NES game. I mean, I think it was a very late Super NES game, but I have a hard time believing that that's a Super NES game. It just looks so amazing. Never actually played it, I've only seen, I've seen the Say Nella's Let's Play of it. Have some peanuts. Have some flour on a stick, which is apparently not grass type. Have some thrown flour on a stick. Yeah, I'm not good with Diddy Kong. Oh, and yeah, banana, I just realized for a second. Oh, right, he throws the bananas backwards, so yeah, can't really do that. Or as I like to say in, whenever I play Mario Kart, this is just a silly thing from my childhood / also occasionally adulthood. Whenever I use bananas in Mario Kart, I like to go, banana! And then when Donkey Kong gets his special one in Mario Kart Double Dash, I'd always go, big banana! I'm so sorry if that's offensive to anyone at all. It's not intended to be, I don't know. Okay, so we've cleared out everything on the island, I think. Yep, sure looks like it. Oh, right, I think that pillar's in the way. So, Mode of Truth, what's in here? The ancient stone circle. Ah. I was wondering about that. I had a feeling that would be Rathalos, and that's kind of unfortunate because it means that, okay, this area is a lot bigger than I expected, and there's a fighter in here. Interesting. I wonder who that fighter could be. But yeah, I fought Rathalos in Piranha Plants and in Piranha Plants Classic mode, so I actually already know how this boss fights. I think I can switch off of Diddy Kong, but who should I go to here? Again, I really wish there was a way that you could check, who you used, because who haven't I used in a long time? Haven't used Kirby in a while. It would be amazing if Kirby could inhale Rathalos, but I don't think that's possible. Yeah, level 1 zinger. Why not? And the 8-bit Kirby theme.
Ready? Go!
And otherwise known as the only viable competitive stage in Smash Bros. 64. Which is kind of weird. Although I think you can access Final Destination by hacking, but I don't know if it's even all that quote-unquote. Oh, did he just say I never learned to read? I know that Pit does have a new Star KO sound where he says I never learned to read, like he did in, I believe it's, I forget the exact chapter number, but it's the last Aurum chapter where he says that in Uprising. Wow. Kirby's arrows are a lot thinner than Pit's. Alright, stone. Should probably be using that more often. Or I should just be up-kicking people. Floaty jumps. That on Lucario would be really weird. A lot of people have thought that it's weird how I pronounce Lucario. I don't know, because I guess it is supposed to be Lucario, even in Japanese, but it doesn't really sound natural to me. Ramblin evil mushroom. I always love the name of that enemy. Tricky. Well, that's kind of cool. I always felt like Rathalos' design in this game looked a bit more like a dinosaur with wings than a dragon. But I guess we can go with... Of course, the enemy starts the battle with a Ramblin evil mushroom. I don't even know what accent that's supposed to be. But yeah, this is an item, and I've tried starting with it in an earlier part of this, and it didn't really go well. I think it does reverse your controls if it hits you, so yeah. No idea what this is referencing, because I've never played Earthbound. Did I just eat a mushroom spore and heal? Okay, my controls aren't reversed. Oh, wait, do I have... Oh, okay, now my controls are reversed. Okay, so I think I need a big mushroom on my head. Other than a tiny mushroom. Oh no! I see what you're trying to do here. I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make me get myself om-nom-nommed, aren't you? So many mushrooms! And I'm still reversed. And I don't think your reversible controls protect you from this either. Ah, got me just before my flash detonated. Oh no. Well, this is weird. Great shades of Ashley. Great shades of totally missing with my sword. Twice. Okay, now I'm not reversed again. Hello, Bulborb. Oh no, don't you spore me, please. Aha! Now the Ramblin' evil mushroom is on my side. What are you gonna do about that? Does the AI... Like, I wonder if the AI is totally immune to reverse controls. They probably are. Hammer? What are you even doing? Oh, I guess your controls are reversed. I tried to hammer you, but instead you... There we go, now I hammer you. Well, that was a weird battle, and I totally guessed what effect that spirit would have. Oh yes, of course, they give me that tip after the stage. Thankfully, I did not get om-nom-nommed. Taurus! Actually, Bowser makes sense for this one. And that makes sense, very fast and can't stop quickly. Taurus was always, I don't know, Taurus is kind of an interesting Pokemon because someone on one of those How Good Was X Pokemon Actually videos described it as Taurus was like someone who used to be a champion boxer but now is just way past their prime. Taurus was ridiculous in Gen 1, but it's not really that great anymore. So I'd say Taurus used Flamethrower, but Taurus can actually learn Flamethrower and Fire Blast, I think. A lot of Pokemon, like a lot of weird Pokemon can, but I guess in some cases it does make sense for them to learn. Although, I'm really surprised that Machamp can learn things like Flamethrower and Fire Blast. There's a lot of Pokemon that have bizarrely large special move pools for no real reason. It's like a thing, when I was doing my playthrough of Pokemon Colosseum, and I got to Furret, and I was just like, why the heck does this thing have such a large move pool? And people in the comments pointed out to me that that's apparently a trait of normal types. Normal types have bizarrely large move pools to make up for their stab not being able to get super effective. And so the strange thing is, I never even realized that in all my decades of playing Pokemon, and it's probably because that while most normal types do have hugely expansive special move pools, the vast majority of them suck horrendously at using special moves, so why would you even bother with them? That's probably why I never noticed. I'm pretty sure this bridge can break. That was a weird disjointed hitbox, but anyway. So yeah, interesting bit of Pokemon trivia that I never even realized for a while. Okay, that's down. I have noticed that there are a lot of the Pokemon spirits are just Pokemon rather than human characters from the Pokemon series, which, to be honest, I kind of like to see some of those. I like to see how they've been depicted as Pokemon. Like, you could have, like, a Misty who's Pokemon trainer whose Squirtle's more powerful, like a Fire Gym leader whose Charizard's more powerful, Breath of the Wild Zelda. Well, I kind of... Oh, maybe that is Zelda. Yeah, I'm wondering if that is Zelda. But over there we have Rambi. I suppose I should go for the fighter first. Well, I guess I'll use... Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. I know the Falco is Rivali. I know the Zero Suit Samus is... Oh, it's obvious. The Inkling is Mifa. The Zero Suit Samus is Naboru, and the Donkey Kong is Darmani. No, wrong name. Forgot what the Goron Elder's name in that game is. Like, it's weird. I probably... And this is going to sound kind of strange, but I probably would have preferred Zelda's Breath of the Wild design to be in this game and not her. There's a lot of people who really... I may have actually gone into this before. Kind of makes sense to use Great Fairy for Zelda. I might have gone into this before, but there's a lot of people who I've heard really like the design of Zelda in this game and who think that it's a lot better than the Twilight Princess-inspired Zelda from earlier. I may have already said this, but... Oh, you have a club. Of course you have a club. Because a lot of the weapons you find in the Goron area were all clubs. I don't even know where I am. Oh, it doesn't help if there's another Link here, too. Oh, and I have to beat everyone before Zelda shows up as well, don't I? But yeah, what I was saying was... Oh, it's stamina! That should be like my catchphrase, shouldn't it? And Link just killed the character that people like to ship him with, despite the fact that, that she's been dead for hundreds of years. I still find that bizarre. Take that, other me! Take that, other me's waifu! Okay, oh great, I'm on no HP. Oh, I dodge rolled into that. I should have kept my shield up. Well, I came close. That's an interesting fight, though. I like the concept of this fight. It's basically Geno, but not nearly as frustrating. I'm okay with this one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really like Zelda I feel like Zelda having her younger looking Link to the Past inspired appearance. Link to the Past slash... Oh, right, one of you had a killing edge. That was probably why, I suddenly had one later in the fight. I was like, did I equip a start with killing edge item? Anyway, wow, yeah, you get pummeled very, very quickly in this fight early on if you're not good at it. Oh, Sean Chiplock still... Goodbye, Sean Chiplock. I'm so sorry, you're an amazing voice actor, but I must destroy you. Eat that, other me's waifu! I should be using arrows more, and he just parried the arrow with his sword. So I just KO'd Link and Zelda at the same time. That's pretty great. Poison immunity. I guess that's a reference to Blight, maybe? But yeah, I still feel it's a bit jarring to have an adult-looking Link while Zelda is her younger Link to the Past slash Link Between Worlds version. Toon Link! Okay, let's use a Link to fight a Link. Now we get to say, take that, other me. Well, actually, no, this is not another you. It's another person who bears your title, but it's... Oh, this is supposed to represent the top of Dragon Roost Island, isn't it? That's pretty clever. Not really sure why you're using the Four Swords... No, not Four Swords Adventures. Because I don't really consider the Triforce Heroes Link's Toon Link. They're more Link to the Past Links. Remember, this is not stamina. And gone! Okay, I guess I'll be using Toon Link then. I'm more curious to see what Young Link is like in this game and how they differentiate Young Link from Toon Link. I probably said that earlier in this playthrough. Because, yeah, I was one of the people who was actually really happy that Young Link got replaced by Toon Link, because unless they, like, diversified Young Link, and I like what Hyrule Warriors did with Young Link, where they made him more Majora's Mask-based, rather than just Ocarina of Time Link, but younger. So I actually like that they replaced him with Toon Link, because Toon Link was a little bit more unique from basic Link. Let me just check what outfits he has. Red, blue, purple, classic, I think that's NES Zelda. Dark Toon Link, That's kind of like, Fierce Deity Toon Link, and... No, wait, that's original Legend of Zelda. That's Link to the Past... No, Link to the Past, Link has pink hair. I know that is a reference to One Link, but I'm not sure which Link that is. I know that is definitely Zelda 1 Link. Anyway, let's go. It is time to fight, as Miss A&L would call them, Manly Epona. And I have Live Stick equipped, which means that I can't use my sword. So let's see how Toon Link works. I've heard that all 3 Links are pretty solid in this game, which is not something that can be said for earlier Smash games. I went back and picked up my thing. Oh, right, okay, yeah, the plunge, I like to call it. Or the way that Ganondorf was defeated in Wind Waker. Okay, so I have my bow. Young Link's the only one with fire arrows. My boomerang still takes a while to come out. But I do have bombs, and they do explode on contact, unlike other Links. But they seem to be a lot faster to use than they used to be. Okay, my spin attack automatically unleashes after a charge. I don't know, I suppose I quite like Toon Link because I've always liked Wind Waker. Wind Waker is probably, I've said this before, it kind of flips between being my second and third favourite Zelda. That and Ocarina of Time is, yeah, it kind of flips between that and Ocarina of Time as my... Oh, I got hit by it. But that doesn't really have a lot of KOing power if they're on low percentage. But anyway, yeah, that and Ocarina of Time kind of vie for the second place spot of my favourite Zelda games. So yeah, I like Toon Link a lot. I have a feeling that Rathalos is going to flee to that part of the map once we've exposed him. Ah! Well, that spirit battle was spoiled in the trailer, so I know about it. Garchomp. Well, it fits that you're next to Rathalos, but you're also 2-star? Okay, that's cool. I'll leave you for later because I love the Oracle games, so yeah. Don't know who you are. Kirby. And considering this music, I'm guessing you're from... Or you're at least in Squig Squad, which for some reason is just called Kirby Mouse Attack in Europe, and that sounds really stupid. I don't know why they didn't call it Squig Squad. Yeah, this song is just called Mouse Attack theme in this version of the game. I've always liked this song, though. A lot of the Kirby music in Smash Bros. Is pretty good. Makes sense, because, you know, Sakurai bias and all that. Ow! You just took up the entire screen. Another start battle with the drill. That served me pretty well early in the game. So, yeah, I think I can probably take out Rathalos in this part. Hey, it's Tricky the Triceratops. Yoshi, I guess Yoshi's technically a dinosaur, that makes sense. Periodic earthquakes will shake the stage. See, I think there was earthquakes in Star Fox Adventures. Yeah, like I said earlier, Star Fox Adventures was my first Star Fox game, even though that's pretty much wrong, because it's not technically a Star Fox game. Like, it really was not originally meant to be a Star Fox game. It was only a Star Fox game, because one day Miyamoto came along and thought, ha, that character you're designing looks a lot like Fox, why don't you make him Fox? But, I mean, well, I know a lot of people who would not like me for saying this, but at least it introduced Crystal, Q haters. Like, I like the dynamic that Crystal brought to the Star Fox team. Like, I like the fact that they added a new character. So I'm guessing you still have Triforce Slash. But yeah, I like the fact they added a new... That is still very short-ranged. Yep, still Triforce Slash. At least that makes you differentiated from regular Link more. And another screen KO. As long as I played Smash Bros. 4, I don't know what actually controls whether screen KOs happen. I've heard that in this game, that star KOs no longer happen in the last few minutes of a match, which is great, because otherwise, it's always really annoying when you get a star KO in the last few seconds, and then it turns out you lose because the KO animation took too long. And yeah, Moosh, the flying bear, who is always the, sadly, you're such a low-level spirit, who is always the animal partner that I did that I tended to get. In fact, through all my playthroughs of Oracle of Ages, I would always end up getting Moosh, and thus I'd always end up getting Ricky in seasons, and thus I never knew that you actually had a choice as to what animal partner. So the way those games worked is there were 3 animal partners, and you get to use them each temporarily, but that was a pretty jokey battle. You get to use them each temporarily, but later in the game, you get a flute that lets you summon one of them at will, but only for one of them. So that one you get as, like, your companion for the rest of the game. And what I didn't actually know is that you have a choice as to which one you get, if you know how. But because I never actually realized that, like, you could either win a flute via one of the mini-games, or you could get a flute via another method. Oh, hey, Tsubasa, nice. I should probably be re-leveling up Tsubasa more. I might switch off of Tootling after this. I'm not really sure who I'll fight Rathalos with. Well, I mean, I guess I could go Marth versus Dragon, but that's already Marth's classic mode, so yeah. Well, you have wings, you're weak to arrows, right? More Fire Emblem logic. But yeah, like I was saying... Alright, I have Smash Attack Heal. And my tilts are... Up tilt doesn't look too bad. What was I saying earlier? It was about, like... Wow, I've completely forgotten what I was saying earlier. Yeah. You can tell I got up pretty... I got woken up pretty early last night, because that's... I'm drawing a blank. I've completely forgotten what I was talking about before. Oh, right, the animal companions. Yeah, nice way to contradict myself there. So, if you just continue progressing the story, and don't care about getting any of the optional flutes, like, basically the first time you get a flute in that game, that's the partner you have for the rest of the game. Gonna have to interrupt myself here, because the floor is poisonous. Anyone who's played Xenoblade will know that, because we'll pay for our insolence. Really, the standard Xenoblade battle theme again? I still don't like this song. But, anyway. So about the animal companions... I didn't get the poison immunity, did I? Dang it. About the animal companions. So yeah, whichever flute you get first is the one that... This is why I really want to do a playthrough of Oracle of Ages, because it has a lot of really interesting mechanics to it, and side quests. What I would be doing if I actually did play Oracle of Ages is, I'd be doing it as a minimalist, like a 3-heart cursed ring run. The cursed ring's a ring you can obtain that halves your sword damage and doubles the damage you take, basically turning the game into hard mode. So I go for that. I really should be using my projectiles more often. But I'd also be going for, like, I'd be trying to show all the side quests that don't give you heart pieces, so that'd be kind of tricky, but I have found guides that show where all the heart pieces are, so I'd know which side quest to avoid. And then I'd probably show them all at the end of the game. How you like my air slash? But there's a lot of really unique mechanics in that game. Oh no, that's not good. And I'd love to talk about some of them. So basically, if you go through the main storyline and don't get any of the optional flutes, by default you get Moosh and Ages, and Ricky in Seasons. And because of that, Dimitri's one of the hardest ones to... Well, the hardest ones to get if you don't know how they work, because Dimitri is actually a Dodongo. Yeah, you actually have a friendly Dodongo on your side. And when I first played that game, I had no idea what a Dodongo was, so I thought all Dodongos must be friendly. How wrong I was. But yeah, kind of cool that you have a, like, actually friendly Dodongo in a Zelda game. And his specialty was swimming. But I guess he's probably one of the least useful animal companions. Like, all of them were really situational. I probably feel like Ricky was the kangaroo was the most useful. Because pretty much every area... Nice Meteor Smash there, Melia. But yeah, all the areas that... Because it was, like, not set in stone which one of the 3 you got, every area that could be surpassed by one of the 3, you didn't need them for it. So none of them are really all that great, but I think Dimitri was probably the most situational. He let you swim up waterfalls, but the only time you ever need to do that was the one time where Dimitri is mandatory, so obviously, yeah, not that useful for the overall game. But it was kind of cool that you got to choose, and again, Dimitri is the only one you could never get by default. If they ever went ahead and made the 3rd Oracle game, you probably could have got Dimitri by default in that one, but sadly, no. And yeah, that was kind of impressive looking. Anyway, I'll stop geeking out over Oracle of Ages. It was my first Zelda game, so I'm kind of biased, but I would really like to do a playthrough of that game someday. Okay, with that, the only one we have left is Rathalos, and I still feel like Rathalos is going to go up there after we fight him for the first time. So let's see. Who wants to fight a dragon? Piranha Plant already defeated him, so he doesn't count. I can't resist the idea of Falcon punching it in the face. Let's go with this. Okay, well now that I've uncovered the entire map, this doesn't really mean anything to me at all. This song's pretty cool. I think it is a Monster Hunter song, but I've never played Monster Hunter. Yeah, I thought he'd go all the way up there. You can't hide from me now, I have you cornered. Haven't you realized? I've got you cornered! Rathalos. Doesn't tell me how much spirit power you have, but it is recommending high-level spirits to me. Oh, I guess poison immunity is pretty useful, seeing as I know that you have poison attacks. So yeah, sadly I'm not blind in this boss, but then again I wasn't blind on Giga Bowser either, because I played Mario's Classic mode. So... show me your moves, big dragon! Oh, if I had Corrin, I'd probably fight you with Corrin, but I don't. Oh, I know this attack now. Smart Bomb-esque move. Oh, and it sets the ground on fire. Forgot about that. Oh, you kind of backed right into my Falcon kick there. I wasn't on the ground, so I don't think that roll would have stunned me. Ow. Point blank fireball. Wait for it. Just soften you up a little bit. I don't know if this will do enough, though. No. Yes! But your wing covered it! Ah! So I guess that was a censored Falcon punch. That pose capture Falcon did at the end was great. I couldn't resist taking down a boss with a Falcon punch. Only 2 stars and not enhanceable. That's kind of sad for a boss. I probably should have used a spirit that would have gained experience from that. But, yeah. It actually makes sense that we recruited Toon Link on an island, now that I think about it. Oh, I kind of feel bad for you now. And is that going to fully expose the Lord of Salt's shield? Because it looks pretty low. Let's see. Yeah, that looks fully gone, which means I've probably beaten every boss. Yep. We can now fight the Lord of Salt. I'm not going to do that, though, until I've got everything else in this area. Kind of wish there was a quick way I could warp out of here, because I need to get to the Wild West now. That's the next place I have to take down. So yeah, this part went on a bit longer than I thought, but yeah, I think I actually did okay in this one. I had a feeling. So that's a bridge now. Except, where does that... yeah, that takes me all the way over there, which is not useful to me. It'd be kind of interesting, though, if, you'd never been to that part of the map, and this was your first introduction to that. But anyway, yep, the entire island is fully explored. So, let's head back. I can skip the maze now, can't I? Run, Falcon, run! Run! The Wild West is calling! Here we are. Okay, so now that I have the train, I can do that. And yeah, looks like there's quite a bit to do in here. Can't see any fighters though. But it looks like the top part of the map might be magic hands. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll cover all that in the next episode, so I will see you then.